he's got to get stronger. He's got to get back in the weight room because as I watch these guys play, when they're down on the block, they get pushed around a little bit, and it's because of his physicality. He's got to get bigger.
So as we get ready for the meat and potatoes of this Frontier Conference schedule on the men's side, what are the things that stand out to you right now as far as the Frontier Conference goes?
Oh, God, I'll tell you, this thing is a war. I don't care. It's a war. I don't care if you win on the road, win at home. Every team is capable of beating you at any moment. And the team we don't talk much about that I've always liked is Coach Hoose's team up in Northern. They're the type of team you better show up to play or you got yourself in trouble. I think College Great Falls, UGF, whatever we call them, they are down this year. They aren't the impact. They don't have that impact player that they've had in the past. So there's been kind of a transgression of College Great Falls coming downhill and Northern staying the same, but I think Northern's a scary team.
I agree completely, and I think the other one that you and I talk about quite a bit that we haven't mentioned yet tonight is Western. I think and obviously Tech knows this. I mean, you had better be ready to play Coach Larson and the Bulldogs of UM Western. And especially for me, you think of Northern, the Armory is a tough place to play, period, let alone win. Stroud Gymnasium, when that place is going, that's one of the best cheering sections in the country. Good luck. And the same here, when we have students in the building, this is a tough place to win basketball games if you're winning on the road. So the idea of winning at home is so important. We talk about it all the time. But this year, stealing some games on the road, I think are going to be even harder and mean even more than they do on a normal year.
Well, you and I for years have talked about to win this conference, you need to win your home games and split on the road. You don't have to win every road game, but you got to split your schedule, and you will win this conference.
So the last time these two teams played was 318 days ago. And Drew Hughes, I hope, has not had to buy his own beverages since.
I doubt it. I doubt if he has.
I hope he hasn't. I love the kid, but yeah, that was a big day. So I would assume everyone in purple has had this one circled for a while. Montana Tech with the basketball. Again, they'll play 3 times this year. Decons goes to Asa Williams. Williams going to drive. Great take. Too much on it. Whistle and a foul.
Got him.
So Williams is going to go to the stripe here for Montana Tech.
I haven't had dinner, so I'm eating some popcorn.
Yeah, I mean, dig in, please. Let's just enjoy here a little bit. Williams, a 69% free throw shooter on the year. It's good to see him he and Krishan Dixon, both guys coming in this season and both kind of finding their balance, it feels like, more and more each game.
Yeah, everything's new to him. The system's new, but Coach Hyatt puts it together so well. It doesn't take long to figure it out. If you're an athlete, you figure out what he wants.
That's defense, don't turn the ball over.
That's exactly right.
Hayes' second is up and good. So Williams goes 2 of 2 from the line. Montana Tech leading 2-0 here in the opening moments. So Carroll College with the basketball. With it there is Braden Cook, the young man who had, I'd say, a fantastic career at Capital, but that's underselling it so much.
That is underselling it.
Carroll with the basketball on the offensive side. Temple is on the floor. It's good to see Temple out there. From my understanding, he got beat up a little bit in Arizona. Missed some time in, I don't know if it was the last game, what it was, but there was people I talked to weren't sure if Temple was going to be a part of this game. And in my eyes, Carroll needs Temple.
Oh, absolutely.
He has had a tremendous opening start of this season for the Saints. Pass comes into the paint down there to Andrew Cook. Andrew Cook moves it right side. Out on the edge out there is Garrett Long. Cook feeds it in, and we're going to get an offensive, and that's going to go in the paint against Temple.
That was an illegal screen.
Okay. So Temple will pick up the personal. Montana Tech basketball.
Yeah, somebody said Carroll's not very good. I said they're ranked 24th in the nation. They're not very bad. They're good.
This is a good basketball team. Going up, losing the handle on it is Belich. Here comes Carroll the other way. Putting on the brakes. Pass goes out on the wide left side out there to Hillman. Hillman on the wing. Now into the hands of Andrew Cook. I'll go with Andrew Cook full name, and we'll probably go both full names. Braden Cook from downtown gets it. You have to guard him from 30 feet in. That's all there is to it.
From the locker room in.
Braden Cook, let's take a look at his numbers so far on the season. Cook is a 37% three-point shooter, Williams, far right side for Montana Tech. Carroll leading 3-2. Belich with the rock here on the near side. Belly switches to the left hand. He's going to fire the three, looking to answer. Shot is up and out, no good. Defensive rebound, Hillman, as he's blocking out. Good rebound down the floor to Temple. Back out to Hillman. Hillman in the corner. Three-point shot is up and in. Garrett Long strokes the three.
Nice job of getting the basketball moved without the use of the dribble.
Saints leading 6-2, back-to-back threes. Montana Tech with a rock. Diggs looking to set things up here. Pass is tipped, taken away Temple. 2 turnovers already for the Diggs here in this opening couple minutes.
Yeah, the guard gets credit for the turnover, but the post player tried to catch it with one hand.
Tech leads the country in turnovers per game. They only give up 8 a contest. Hillman driving, baseline, spinning, falling to his left. It's up and in. Belich was all over him, and great job that time by Hillman to roll it in. Johnny Hillman gets his first field goal. The Saints up 8-2. Decons to Williams. Williams, little switch dribble, has a lane. Williams floater, shot is blocked out of bounds by Braden Cook. Ordiger basketball.
I love Cook. I didn't get to watch him a lot in high school, a little bit, but he was a high school kid, so I didn't really pay that much attention. I love his demeanor on the court.
Yeah.
Seems really relaxed, and you can see he's a high IQ player.
He was, he was one, I want to say, I think it was the Tech Carroll game. I don't think it was the tournament game, but I think the last time we were in Helena, he came and sat in front of us in Helena. We had a good conversation with him, talking about his great high school career. Just a good kid. Asa Williams on the far right wing. Williams step back. He's going to fire the three-point shot. No good. Defensive rebound hauled in by Moore.
Not the shot coach wants, and he's going right to his bench.
Isaiah Moore. Saints into the offensive side. Carroll leading 8-2. 2 3-pointers. Hillman with a shot inside the arc. Montana Tech no field goals as of yet. Braden Cook, pass taken away by Belich. Good read.
One dribble too late. He was open, and then it closed.
Belich feeds it into Michael Ewer. Driving the baseline is Decons. His shot no good, no whistle. Now we're going to get a late whistle. Temple might get his second. Let's see who this is going to go on, and that's the case. That's a big one. So Brendan Temple's going to pick up his second personal 3 minutes into this ball game. And that is going to be, looks like Guzalosic will check in. And Decons will go to the stripe here for the Digs. So Decons, freshman's first is up and good. Decons averages 9 a game. He's a 70% free throw shooter.
He creates, he rebounds well. He is my favorite player because his fundamentals are so sound.
And I'll tell you that the one thing that impressed me is where he jumped off the page to me was watching him practice when we were in Texas. And he is going one-on-one with Sindhu and all those starters that year. And watching him just get after it. I was so impressed by that, and that obviously did him light years of good.
Absolutely.
I mean, if you're working across from Sindhu every day and you can keep up with him, you're going to end up just fine.
You got to make 2 decisions when you're doing that. Should I be out here playing or should I get better?
Driving inside, baseline take, as
Travel.
Andrew Cook, walk call.
Big time travel.
So the travel will go back to the Digs. Carroll College with the turnover here. Let me see if we can get our numbers up and running here. Montana Tech up top. Caleb Belich looked at pick and roll, now rifles it inside to Larson. Larson 6 feet away, spins to his left. Larson high up, no good. Decons goes and gets the glass and puts it down. Springs.
Blue collar worker, that's what he does.
Decons with 4 points. The Saints lead by 2. Carroll College, Braden Cook, pass goes right side off the fingertips of Moore, out of bounds, Tech basketball. So the Digs will create a little turnover there.
Both teams getting an early feel for one another. We aren't going to see a post game like we used to see in the past with the post players Tech have had. It's not going to happen here. Neither does Carroll have that presence down there.
Montana Tech into the offensive side. Belich hands it off there to Cam Lawrence. Lawrence into Belich, 10 feet away. Belich, little shake and bake to the baseline, double team, steps through it, fights his way up, and we're going to get a whistle and a foul on the baseline. Nice take by Belich. That was strong.
Has to be strong. They doubled him down there, and he did a good job of stepping through it. Usually the referees let that go.
So Belich will step to the line here for the Digs. Belich, a 78% free throw shooter. Montana Tech already 4 of 4 from the free throw line. Belich will look to add to those numbers. His first here is up and out, no good. I totally jinxed him.
I was thinking it. Sorry, you jinxed another one.
Now his dad is going to make me run laps. Belic.
You need to run laps.
Maybe I'll just trundle laps. Maybe just kind of walk not so briskly. Belic goes 0-2 from the foul line. Saints leading 8-6. Montana Tech, number 11 in the country. Carroll in the top 25 as well. Again, that poll over 2 weeks old. We'll get a new poll next week, and I would assume we're going to see some pretty significant movement from top to bottom.
Yeah, with Carroll losing 4 games in a row, they're probably going to drop out of that top 25.
Braden Cook, far left side. Actually, that's Pedra out there. Pedra passes it to Moore. Moore, pull-up jumper. Good. Good elevation by Moore. And Isaiah gets his first field goal of the night. Saints leading 10-6 into the ball game. Drifting down to the left side is Keely Bake. Lawrence fights his way to the rack. Lawrence with the right hand. Nice take by Cam.
Good patience. Great crossover.
2-point lead for the Saints. 10-8 our score. 5 minutes gone here in this first half. Carroll College with the ball. Pass goes wide left to Garrett Long. Long gets it back on the baseline. Double team. Long moves it out to Grusilosic. And we're going to get a whistle and a foul. Larson's going to be called with it.
Every time on that reach, when their body's coming to your arm, you're going to get called.
So Bridger Larson picks up his first personal foul. Both teams going to the bench a little bit here. Belic will check out. Asa Williams back in.
You know what drives you crazy as a coach? He's trying to set his out-of-bounds plays, and players gingerly walk instead. Just get there. Drives you nuts.
Carroll College left side. Hillman. Hillman drives down the right side of the paint, kicks it out on the edge to Pedra. Back to Hillman. Hillman with the left hand. To the wing. 3-point shot. Cook. And Braden Cook gets another one. Oh, that's Pedra. I apologize.
Pedra hit that.
My apologies. So Pedra knocks down the 3. Carroll with 3 3-pointers, all from different players. And Decons will take it to the rack. Decons with the left hand rolls it in. Decons has 6 points. He is the leading scorer on the floor. The Saints by 3.
He's got hops. He has ability to get up over people. That's a prime example right there.
Far left wing with it, Garrett Long. Long here on the near side to Pedra. Pedra wants the baseline. Pedra lost the rock there for a moment, able to get it back. Feeds it on the inside. Grusilosic back to Pedra. Pedra falling out of bounds, stepped out of bounds. Good defensive pressure that time, holding zone and not letting Pedra find any dirt.
You gotta, when you go baseline, you gotta get to the rim or make a pass to the corner. You can't do what he just did and get pinned under there, get in trouble, and that's what happened.
Grusilosic will come out. Derek Kramer, a freshman, will come in. Saints lead by 3. Montana Tech trying to get their first lead of the contest. Far right side with it. Decons spins. Decons pulls up from 5, rolls it in. Decons has 8 points. Decons right now 3 of 4 from the floor, 2 of 2 from the foul line. Leading scorer on the night. Tech within 1. Carroll College lost it there for just a moment. Saints, Hillman. Pass goes right to Pedra. Pedra down in the bottom right corner. It goes to Long. Long, baseline, across the paint, out on the edge. Pedra, right hand, lost it. Hillman, taken away, Asa Williams. 2-on-1, Williams to the rack, rolls out, but Keely Bake is there for the offensive rebound, and he will be fouled. Williams goes hard into the padding.
Yeah, we haven't heard much from Keely Bake so far. I love him as a guard. He just controls tempo, and he's so smart.
And it looks like we have a timeout on the floor. Saints leading 13-12, 7 minutes into this ball game. Frontier Conference action here with Ordiger Athletics. We'll take a quick timeout. We're back right after this. 13-12 our score. The Saints lead by 1 over Montana Tech. Carroll College is 5 of 5 from the floor. They've only taken 5 shots, but they're 5 of 5. Montana Tech 4 of 10 from the floor right now. And at the foul line, Keeley Bake knocks down his first free throw attempts.
My estimation, this kid is the best point guard in the Frontier Conference.
Okay. I'm not going to argue.
Well, they told me choose a point guard. That's the guy I'd take. He doesn't make mistakes. He's smart, plays good defense.
He's smart. It feels like you should have. Yeah, I say it feels like that should be in between everything else.
High IQ.
Even at Fairview, remember calling that Class B tournament when it was at the Butte Civic Center, and you and I were both like, this kid is just the absolute machine.
He was.
Saints down by 1 as they have the ball in their offensive zone. Scooping shot is up and in.
The Russian gave him a 10 on that one. That was a difficult shot.
Long range 3. Keeley Bake strokes it from 27. That feels like one of those the coach gets up off the bench, about to yell at him, and then it hits, and you're like, all right, fine, I'll sit down.
I would for most players, not him.
Okay. Tech leads by 2, our third lead change here of the first half. Long range 3, no good for Hillman. Rebound Bake. Outlet to Williams. Williams puts on the brakes, back to Bake. Bake from downtown, good. Keeley Bake back-to-back threes.
Need a timeout, coach. Somebody's got to guard him.
Keeley Bake with 8 points on the day. And Keeley Bake on the year shoots 44% from the three-point line. Montana Tech leads by 5. Carroll with the basketball. Hillman with it up top. Am I wrong in remembering Hillman scorched Tech one of the games in Helena last year?
Did.
Didn't he have a huge game?
He did.
Loose, picked up. Baseline jumper is up and out, no good. Offensive rebound, Temple, and he's fouled.
Well, somebody lost their man. Got to let him get to the offensive boards.
So Temple going to go to the foul line here. Honestly, was kind of surprised that Temple came back in with 2 personal fouls here. So Temple playing aggressive. If he picks up that third, boy, he's going to be sitting for a while.
Yeah, it's kind of a different coaching move, but that's why he coaches and I do the radio with you.
Temple's first off the front of the rim, no good. Temple, 78% free throw shooter on the year. And Temple will get the ball for attempt number 2. Substitution here. So Montana Tech leads by 5, 20-15. This feels like one of those games where we're going to see good defense, but it also feels like we could have some offensive explosions on both sides of the floor, and it feels like we were just in one of those.
Yeah, you're going to see different runs.
Temple 0 of 2. Back the other way, Krishan Dixon. Our first minutes to see Dixon here tonight.
Ugly tennis shoes.
Those might be the leader in the clubhouse for our ugly shoe contest.
They are this year.
They're pretty bad. Keeley Bake, right side. Bake with the left hand. He's going to drive the lane. Kicks it out to Dixon. Dixon around a screen. 3-ball, no good. Defensive rebound, Hillman. Hillman will bring it across the timeline. 5-point lead for the Digs. Hillman stops 6 feet away. Comes all the way up top. That's to Garrett Long. Long has Scott on him defensively. Long, give and go, gets it back. Floater is up, floater is out, no good. Defensive rebound inside Michael Ure.
Now Carroll's forcing up some shots now.
Belich, little switch dribble. He's going to attack. Triple teamed, Belich out on the edge. 3-point shot is up and out, no good for Scott. And the rebound controlled by the Saints. Tech is 6 of 14 from the floor, 2 of 6 from downtown so far. Shooting 33% from beyond the arc, 43% inside the arc. Carroll, 10:40 left to play here in the first half. Controlling, Braden Cook. They'll lob it on the inside to Hillman. Hillman with Keeley Bake on him. Hillman with the right hand, shot no good. Temple with a rebound, and he will be fouled as Scott came flying. Oh, it's not. It's going to go on Michael Ure. Well, I thought Scott was going to get that coming flying in.
I missed that altogether, or they did. Referees usually miss it. I don't.
Yeah, I mean, we don't miss any calls at all.
Nope.
5-point lead for the Digs. Carroll College shooting 54% from the floor. They're 6 of 11. Carroll with 5 turnovers thus far. Montana Tech with 2, and both of Tech's came in about the first 70 seconds.
Yeah.
Carroll looking to inbound. Pass comes into Temple. Larson bodied him up. Temple to Braden Cook. Cook around the arc. Tried to get it inside to Temple. Knocked away for a moment. Right-handed skyhook is up and out, no good.
Difficult shot, great defense by Larson.
Nice job that time on the interior. That was Guzalosic with the shot. My apologies. Switch dribble. Dixon pass left side. As Decons floats to the rim, puts it up again. He can't miss right now. Decons has 10 points. Decons is 4 of 5 from the floor. The Digs go up by 7.
Digs are showing a lot more patience than they did earlier. And this is one of those games that if I'm coaching down there, Decons has a hot hand. He's got to have the basketball. You got to get the ball to the guy that's scoring for you.
Let me see if we can get the other scores from our other men's games here tonight. And actually, heck with it. While I'm thinking about it, you and I both were on, just on Twitter. We've got our Frontier Conference family needs to come together here as Paige Holmes Pathausen is battling serious infection. She and her husband, Mick Pathausen, had a baby. Baby is completely healthy, but delivered by C-section. And if you've ever been around a family member or your loved one's ever had a C-section, it tears up the body. And they have to obviously open her up, and she developed an infection. And that infection has gotten bad. They were unable to get her out of Dillon due to snow and bad conditions. So she is currently in Salt Lake City battling a real significant infection. And the Pathausen family, again, Paige Holmes played for Coach Woolley on that 2019 national championship team. I think our favorite defender of all time to the women's side.
Absolutely.
We love the way she played.
She was tough.
Yeah, so if, and I understand we're right after the holidays. If you have the ability to help out Paige Holmes, there's a lot of ways you can help. Go to the UM Western Athletic page. You can donate there. You can find it on, you and I both have it on Instagram, or not on Instagram, but on Twitter. There is the GoFundMe, of course. Chris Mowat, the Hoops for a Cause, is raising money as well. You can donate through Hoops for a Cause if you're able to help out Paige Holmes Pathausen and her family as she battles some infection. And again, this Frontier Conference is a family. We've got to keep care of our own.
Big time. And I saw all the stuff that you talked to me about on Twitter, didn't know how to get into it, so I called Western and said, can I give you my debit card? Roxanne Ingrid said, sure, John.
It's so funny because when I made my donation through the GoFundMe, I was like, man, I wonder if I should call JT and see if we're going in on this thing together, but I was like, he probably's already beat me to it.
I did right away.
It's Carroll College underneath. Temple will get it up and in.
Because she was one of my favorite players.
Truly.
For Western.
Yeah, and it sounds like we're blowing smoke, but she was. I just loved watching her play. And
tough, again, little tiny thing, tough as they come.
We talk that we're family all the time, and this is a great way to help out. So Decon's driving left side of the paint, spinning to his left, puts it up, and his first miss in a while. That one's going to go out of bounds off of Carroll. Belich hits the turf hard. He gets helped back up, but it will be Montana Tech basketball.
Non-contact sport.
None at all. So again, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday. Remember, the Digs are home again on Saturday, as Providence will be the opponent. 2 p.m. for the women, 4 p.m. for the men. We'll have them for you here with Montana Tech Athletics. Larson with a wraparound, no good. Gets his own rebound. Second attempt blocked by Grusalosic, and Carroll will bring it the other way. Tech by 5. 9 minutes left to play here in this first half. Carroll with a rock. Far right side, Andrew Cook. Cook drives into the foul line. Pull-up jumper is out. And Grusalosic grabs a big rebound. He'll clear it out to Moore. Moore from 14, no good. And Decons with a rebound.
Moore was indecisive on that shot, and that's why he missed it. If he just went up with it, he probably would have scored.
Decons lost the handle, able to keep it alive out to Belich. Belich from downtown, and Belly knocks it home. Belich gets in the scorebook. He has 3 points. Tech leads by 8. 25-17. Montana Tech with their biggest lead of the day at 8. Braden Cook hands it off to Temple. Temple to Andrew Cook. Cook drives left-handed, no good, and we're going to get a whistle and a foul.
That's a good hard take to the basket. Anytime you get the defender's hips turn, that rim is yours, and he took advantage of that.
Andrew Cook played a lot last year as a freshman and had great minutes as a freshman.
I think he's their leading scorer this year.
That he is. He comes in at 17 a game. Really has had an outstanding season. He and Johnny Hillman. Hillman at 15.
Hillman's not very big, but he's so strong, he's difficult to guard.
And, It's funny, he's a shooter, and all shooters go through swings.
Oh, really? You're telling me right now.
Thank you. Can I finish my statement before you shut me up?
Please go ahead.
His swings don't feel as exaggerated as most shooters. It feels like his arc is much closer. It feels like he doesn't get cold as like a lot of shooters do.
Oh, that's a good point.
Thank you. Let me get
a lot of shooters do.
Asa Williams, top of the key. Tech by 6. Williams feeds it inside. Pull-up jumper is up and in for Montana Tech.
That is a great pass by Williams.
That's a great feed on the inside, and Gray will get his first points. So Gray into the ball game for the Digs, gets his first field goal. An 8-point lead for Montana Tech. 7:38 left to play here in this first half. Temple lobs it on the inside to Andrew Cook. Cook with the left hand, spins to his left, sky hook. It's up and out. Rebound controlled Montana Tech, Krishan Dixon. Dixon, afterburner down the floor, lost it, saves it, gets it into Bellich. Bellich through the double team, gets it. What hustle by Krishan Dixon. Never let that ball die.
That is absolutely the rule. Go get it.
10-point lead for the Digs. Carroll College feeds it into the high post, Andrew. Andrew Cook with a right hand, no good. Out of bounds, and I think it's out of bounds off of Tech, and it is, so that will be Carroll ball.
I'll tell you what, Montana Tech is making Cook work hard in every play, every sequence, not just on occasion. They're getting after him.
Well, you think about, Coach Hyatt does such a good job of going, we're going to eliminate X from the ball game. You look at all the years in his 7 years here, and you think of even last year in Slavansson and how good he was at creating shots and getting points, even if he was well defended. The amount of times that Tech has just removed their number one shooter from the game is just crazy.
And I tell you, that's what you're supposed to do as a coach. At least make them work harder than they want to, and that's what they're doing with Cook right now. They're making him work harder than he wants to.
Could you fit more popcorn in your mouth at this time?
I haven't eaten dinner. I'm hungry. Sorry.
Free throw, no good. Tech with a rebound.
Well, nobody out there in this world knows I'm eating popcorn except you told them.
Carroll College, 2 of 5 from the foul line. Montana Tech with the ball. Keely Bake drives and draws the whistle. He goes down awkwardly. He held on to that thing until just the last second, and he went down hard. So Keely Bake is going to shoot a pair. Personal foul going to be charged to Hillman. And Keely Bake at the line.
And you have to play Keely Bake head up. You cannot turn on him, and he gets that drive on that right side all the time because people turn their hips, and he knows he's gone.
Keely Bake, an 81% free throw shooter. First is no good. Let me see if I can find our other scores here real quickly. Rocky leading Northern 20-18 in the first, and Providence leading Western 19-17 in the first.
It's early.
Bake's second is good. Keely gets 1 of 2. Keely has 9 points. Hayden Deacons has 10 points. So Deacon's the leading scorer with 10. Carroll into the offensive side. Tech leading by 11. Carroll College 3 wide, around a screen. Braden Cook, 3-point shot to Pedra, and Pedra knocks it down.
Pedra's really grown up from watching him last season. He's really developed himself.
Confidence is a big deal for him right now. Bellich takes an exaggerated step and is going to be called with a walk.
Not going to win that argument. That guy in the stripes is always a winner.
Carroll College has 7 field goals right now. 4 of those are from beyond the arc.
Key possession right now for Carroll. They don't want to get down too deep or they're in trouble.
Braden Cook hands it off out on that edge. Turning up top with it is Kramer. Kramer moves it right wing to Pedra. Now up top to Hillman. 6 minutes remaining here in the first half. Hillman around a screen to the left elbow, puts on the brakes. Pass goes wide left out there to Andrew Cook. Back to Hillman. Shot clock at 6. Long range 3 from Hillman. Great step back jumper, and he knocks it down.
Yeah, he was really going with his inside game and just turned it loose right there.
Got himself a little separation, and as you mentioned, Carroll needed that one. The lead is 5. Montana Tech driving, putting it up off balance, and getting it to go is Williams.
Russian gave him a 10.
Hello.
That's a shot. It's impossible.
Hillman tried to lob it on the interior, gets it back on the wing. Little switch dribble. Hillman wants the baseline. Pass is tipped out of bounds. Getting a hand on that one was Bridger Deaton. And now Tech with some substitutions here. Gray will go out. Deacons will come in. Larson will come in. And Deaton will go out. So Deaton and Gray getting a little coaching as they go over to the bench.
ABC, Paul, always be coaching. Always. Up 30, down 30, be coaching.
7-point lead for the Digs. Carroll inbounds. Braden Cook. Hillman. Now on the inside it goes to Temple. Temple, Andrew Cook running the lane, gets the rock and the points.
It's a great cut.
That's the first field goal of the game for Andrew Cook. Tech leads by 5. 3-point shot is up and in. Keeley Bake. Bake is feeling it. He has 13 points.
Yeah, coaches have figured it out. We got to guard him.
Keeley Bake is 3 of 3 from downtown. 4:58 left to play here in the first half. We'll go ahead and keep it here as the Digs up 35-27. Montana Tech shooting 52% from the floor, 50% from the three-point line. On the other side for Carroll, 48% from the floor, and looks like 83% from the three-point line.
How many they shot?
5 of 6.
5 of 6. Well, they better get away from the post and start shooting threes.
Jeez, how about that?
Who's coaching these guys?
Let's see other team numbers here right now. Rebounds close. Montana Tech 11, Carroll with 10 as of right now. Turnovers, Carroll with 5, Montana Tech with 3. So, we're still kind of early in that respect. We'll start to see some of those separate a little bit more as we go.
Yeah, I like the rotation coach. Tech's coach uses. Every one of them have the ability to beat you. He really has recruited really well. It's impressive.
Yeah, there's no drop-off when he goes to the bench. I mean, he goes 10 deep, and everybody can still play at that same level.
Well, the best shooter for Tech right now comes off the bench, Keeley Bake, so that just tells you.
And going to the ground and falling is Garrett Long, and that'll be a turnover to Montana Tech. He's pleading his case with the official, but from up here, he felt like there wasn't anybody near him.
They all plead when they make a mistake. The reality is he didn't get touched. He just made a mistake.
Montana Tech, Keeley Bake, going to take it to the rack. Shot no good. Defensive rebound. Carroll the other way comes Andrew Cook. Cook steps through, goes up. Shot no good. Offensive rebound, but a big collision under the basket. Looks like Keeley Bake took an elbow to the head.
What do we got on offensive boards? Carroll's really going to the offensive boards hard.
Carroll has 6 offensive rebounds. Tech has 4. It's a little chippy out there right now. 8-point lead for the Digs.
Hey, Coach Hyatt's on top of it. They tried, and this is an old high school trick. Try and send a good free throw shooter to the line when you got somebody else.
Let's compare. Let's see. So Temple is at the foul line. Temple is a 78% free throw shooter. And Andrew Cook is an 88% free throw shooter.
So Coach Hyatt knows this.
And Temple is 0 of 3 from the free throw line so far tonight. And he'll get the ball for his second attempt. 4:28 left to play here in the first half. Montana Tech leads by 8. They've been up by as much as 11. And Temple gets 1 of 2.
Players and coaches try to get away with a lot of things. It doesn't matter about rules.
Dixon here on the near side, around a screen. Dixon leans into the defender, puts the shot up, doesn't go, but he will go to the foul line. Heads up play by Krishan Dixon. Sees the defender with his back to him, leans into him, gets the foul, and trying to get a three-point play out of it.
He has great quickness, and if you don't face up and guard him, you turn your hips, and that's what happened there. He gets to the hoop right now.
Dixon at the line, knocks down his first. Dixon, a 60% free throw shooter on the year. Montana Tech is 8 of 11 from the free throw line here in the first half.
A guard, 60% shooter, cut him. Cut him.
So Dixon will get ready for number 2. He has 3 points so far tonight. His second is good. 4 points for Krishan Dixon. Montana Tech looks like 16 points off of the bench so far here in this ball game. 16 of their 37 off the bench. Here on the near side, around a screen, going up top is Moore. Moore into the paint, and shot blocked Belich, but they're going to get him with a whistle. Belich will be called with the foul as he came down on it.
I don't know if he got his arm or if they called the body on him, which is an illegit call in college as far as I'm concerned. Everybody beats everybody up anyway. So
yeah, I didn't have an angle on it here.
He doesn't like the call, so this time he might be right. Last time he wasn't.
So at the line, first by Moore is up and out, no good. Carroll College from the free throw line is shooting 37%. Far and away their worst percentage is from the free throw line, as Moore gets 1 of 2.
Well, Paul, I told you historically, because I'm an old guy, free throws and rebounding win basketball games.
Montana Tech up top. Bellich from 3, no good. Front of the rim, tipped, battling for it. Decon's tipped it. Temple comes out with it. Temple, good elevation, using his length to come down with it. Carroll College across the timeline. Far left side, Braden Cook. Cook on the wing. Pass goes left, out to Moore. Moore, little shake and bake on the edge. Out there with it. Andrew Cook taken away. Montana Tech in transition. Great pass. Decons uses his body to get in front of the defender, and Decons finishes.
Everything about that play was great. They doubled the ball, get a steal, nice full court pass. He did the right thing. It's hard to teach players. Throw it to the paint, let the guard run to it, and that's exactly what a tremendous pass.
So there's a timeout on the floor. Let's get you updated on the other scores here as of right now. Providence leading Western and Dillon 29-26 with about 4 minutes left in the first half. And the other has Rocky leading Northern 25-20. And that one is actually already at halftime. Low scoring affair at halftime, 25-20.
All of those are low scoring.
Man.
Well, I guess what is it, West?
Yeah, 29.
I'm looking at John Brown up there. They got 43, so nobody's playing defense in that game.
So after the timeout, Carroll College will bring her down the floor. Montana Tech leading 39-29. Carroll with it. Johnny Hillman across midcourt. Hillman with 5 points for the Saints right now. Coming up to defend him is Imani Scott. Hillman going left. Stops, spins, throws it to Temple. Temple had to lunge out to get that one, and now we're going to get a whistle on the foul, and I believe Scott a little too close that time to Hillman.
Had his arm around his waist.
So the dance move is denied, so Imani Scott will pick up the personal.
It's not a foul until you get caught.
Both teams are in the bonus, and actually 10 fouls on Tech, so Carroll in the double bonus. First free throw is up and good for Hillman. Carroll College now 5 of 10 from the free throw line. Hillman's second is money. Both the women's teams tonight were just phenomenal from the free throw line. I think Tech was 13 of 15 and Carroll was like 12 of 15, something like that.
You don't foul Carroll College's women. They're really good free throws.
Montana Tech fighting through the defense here on the near side. Decons with the left hand drives. He'll put up the floater and gets it.
Now, Paul, make the coach out. See that defender turn his hips? Decons is left-handed. Do not turn his hips and let him go left. Got to take that away. Make him go to the right.
10-point lead for the Digs. Hillman to Temple. Carroll 4 wide. Temple into the high post, backs it out, 3-point shot. Braden Cook, no good. Offensive rebound initially tipped. Tech has it. Good hustle that time. Imani Scott saved it. Decons keeps it in play. Coast to coast. Krishan Dixon, no good. No whistle. Carroll the other way.
He's got to give that up to the wing.
2:10 remaining in the first half. Carroll with the ball down by 10. We're going to get a whistle and a foul away from the ball. And it looks like Gray is going to be called with a hold.
They're putting their hands around their waist, and that's what officials look for.
So Gray will pick up the personal. And Carroll a chance to get some points here from the free throw line. That's really been the only downside for Tech here in the first half is they have several fouls. Nobody really in foul trouble, but they have, and maybe that's the other side of this, is we talk about the depth that Tech has. I mean, they're spread out to everybody, but Carroll has been in the double bonus now for a little bit.
Yeah, Tech has the advantage over all the teams as I look at them this year in that they can go to their bench and not lose any strength. The other teams don't have that kind of ability right now.
Brendan Temple. Free throw number 2 is up and good. So Temple, 3 of 6 from the free throw line. He has 5 points on the day. The Digs lead by 8. They've been up by as much as 11 here in the first half. It's hovered kind of around this 7 to 8 point range for most of the first half. Krishan Dixon Gets it out, Deedon. Deedon spins, Deedon with the right hand, just a little too much on it, off the glass. Here comes Carroll the other way. Andrew Cook gets it right wing, now to Hillman. Has the open three, Hillman's shot is up and good. Hillman knocks it down, he's into double digits with 10. And Coach Hyatt will call a timeout.
Good timeout. Nice little run by Carroll. And as we talked earlier, this is going to be a game of runs, but we're looking at this thing could end up in triple digits the way things are going right now. Both teams playing defense hard, but I don't know why Hillman doesn't shoot more from out. He got a great shot.
Yeah, big time.
40 in the past, he never went down on the block. He always penetrated or shot the three. Now he's trying to be a muscle guy down there on the block, and I have news for him. That's pretty hard to do.
So Carroll, I want to look as a team. They shoot 3 pointers at 36% as a team.
Average.
Individually, though, they certainly have some guys that can knock it down. Let's see what we have team numbers here. Carroll College down by 5 to Montana Tech. Again, the Digs have led by as much as 11. We had 3 lead changes kind of back to back to back, and then the Digs kind of ran out to a lead here. Team numbers, Carroll with 7 turnovers, Montana Tech with 3. Carroll has 15 rebounds, so they have grabbed the lead in the rebounding margin, 15 to 12 as far as rebounds go. 6 of those offensive rebounds for Carroll, Montana Tech with 4 offensive rebounds.
Pretty evenly played at this point, and once again, they're going to have your mini runs. It's the one who has the big breakaway that's going to control this game.
So after the timeout, Montana Tech, Asa Williams, Keyshawn Dixon in the backcourt. Hayden Deacons, here on the near side. Keely Bake up top, and Michael Ure on the floor. Ure pass a little behind him. He's able to track it down. Ure on the left wing. Going to drive into the paint, spins, goes with the right hand. Shot no good. Defensive rebound, Carroll College. Ure gets back defensively. Carroll a chance here to trim away at the lead. Again, Tech led by 11. Carroll on a nice little run here. Ball knocked away from Andrew Cook for a moment as Decons knocked it out. Driving, shot is up, shot is out. Rebound, Decons.
Got to use the glass on that. Great angle shot for the glass.
Decons with 6 rebounds here on the day to go along with 14 points. Keyshawn Dixon here on the near side. Williams, pull-up jumper from the foul line is money.
That is pretty. Got his way in the paint, jump stop, a little fall away.
Tech kind of needed that. They went cold for a few moments. 40 seconds remaining here in the first half. The Digs lead by 7. Carroll College with the basketball. Far left side with it. Braden Cook. They'll lob it down to Hillman. Hillman spins, moves it here on the near side. 3-point shot is up and in for Cook. Andrew Cook with 5 points.
That's a big shot for him going into halftime.
Carroll College is 7 of 9 from the 3-point line, and they trail by 4.
See what kind of play Tech has designed to get this last second shot.
12 seconds remaining in the first half. Montana Tech leads by 4. Keyshawn Dixon with the ball out near midcourt. 5 seconds.
Taking too long.
3 seconds. Dixon passes right. Keely Bake, head fake. Shot is on its way. Front of the rim, no good. So with 20 minutes in the books, Montana Tech leads by 4, 43 to 39. The Digs up over the Saints. Frontier Conference basketball with Ordigger Athletics. We'll take a break. We'll give you the numbers and more right after this. Hey, welcome back here once again. Frontier Conference basketball with Montana Tech Athletics. The Digs up 43-39 here in the first 20 minutes. JT, give us your take on that first half of basketball, brother.
Well, I'll tell you what, these are two, there's a reason they're ranked. They're two excellent teams, and I don't know what happened on Carroll's 4-game losing streak. It might have been a sickness, it might have been a lot of things, might have been injuries. But these are two evenly balanced teams, and it's going to come down to who shoots the basketball better from the free throw line, as far as I'm concerned. Also, offensive board's got to come into play here in the second half.
Well, let's run through the individual numbers. We'll turn to the team numbers here in a minute as well. We'll start things off for Carroll. Individually, Johnny Hillman is their leading scorer. He's into double digits. He has 10 points right now. Hillman, 2 3-pointers, 1 field goal inside the arc. He's 2 of 2 from the foul line. Guy Pedra has 2 3-pointers for 6 points. You're going to get sick of me saying 3-pointer here for a few minutes. Braden Cook has 1 3-pointer for 3 points. Garrett Long has a deep ball for 3 points. Isaiah Moore has 3 points, but his game from he had a knockdown of field goal, went 1 of 2 from the foul line. He has 3 points. And Brendan Temple in the block has 5 points right now. He's 3 of 6 from the free throw line. Carroll College team-wise, 44% from the floor, but they shot 78% from the three-point line. They were 7 of 9 from downtown.
So they're getting too close to the basket.
Yeah, that's it.
When they're not shooting well. But Tech plays great defense down on the block, and they play great defense when you hit that paint. So you better be shooting your threes well if you're going to beat this team.
We'll look at the comparison team numbers more here in just a bit. On the other side from Montana Tech, 2 guys already in double digits. Hayden Decons leads them with 14 points. Decons is 2 of 2 from the foul line. The rest of his damage coming through the lane. He has just had a tremendous first half. Decons is 6 of 8 from the floor so far in the first half. Keely Bake has 13 points. He has 3 3-pointers. He's 4 of 4 from the foul line. Caleb Belich has 1 deep ball. He's 0 of 2 from the foul line. Asa Williams, 2 of 2 from the stripe, has 2 field goals for 6 points. Lawrence has a basket for 2. Krishan Dixon a basket and 2 of 2 from the foul line for 4. And Gray has 1 basket for 2 points for Montana Tech. The Digs, 47% from the floor, 15 of 32, and 40% from downtown. They're 4 of 10 from the three-point line in the first half of play.
Yeah, well, Tech's bench has been the difference in this game here. Keely Bake, the last shot was the point guard's fault. You got to get into your offense at the 9 or 10 second mark. He got there at 6.3. I looked up at the clock. I knew they weren't going to get a good look, so he had to force a shot. You want to be able to have that player catch the ball, be able to launch it, possibly get an offensive rebound, not let the other team get down the floor, or get to the free throw line, and they did not give themselves the opportunity to do that.
Montana Tech with 16 points off the bench. Carroll with 9 points off the bench thus far. Other numbers to compare, rebounding favors Carroll College. 17 total rebounds for Carroll as opposed to 13 for Montana Tech. Carroll has 7 offensive rebounds. Montana Tech with 4 offensive rebounds in the first half of play. Turnovers, we were kind of keeping a match on that. Carroll College with 7 turnovers. Montana Tech with 3 turnovers. And again, 2 of their 3 turnovers came within the first 90 seconds. I mean, they were right out of the gates, and then they go back to, I guess you could say, the Carroll or the Montana Tech we know and love as far as keeping track of the basketball. They only have 3 right now in the first half.
And they're both sitting good as far as turnovers. I know it's 7 and 3. 7 is 14 is about the maximum you want out of a basketball team. Both of these coaches stress taking care of the basketball, and I even think Tech's coach is a little anal about it. He really gets upset when you turn the ball over, and rightfully so.
Yep. And like, you know, he and I talked about it, is when that's one of the real calling cards. When I think about Coach Adam Hyatt and his teams, as like the 2 things that come to mind when I think about you is defense. I mean, if you're not going to play defense, you're not going to play. And the other is don't turn over the basketball. And he laughed, and he's like, those are the 2 things we scream about at every practice, and that is kind of their calling card, because those are controllable factors. You know, shooting percentage isn't something you can control. Things like that.
But exactly. So what you do is you become a lockdown defensive team, and defense, when you're not shooting the ball well, defense can win games for you. And that's exactly his whole idea of this game of basketball. That is, let's take care of the ball and let's play good, hard defense. Whatever falls offensively falls.
Well, let's run through. Let's see if we have the other scores here real quickly in the men's side of the Frontier Conference. It looks as though Rocky is leading Northern 25-22. That second half has already started. That's incredible.
Both of them must be showing a lot of patience. They don't play that great a defense, so they must be showing a lot of patience with that shot clock.
The other one at the half, just getting underway in the second half, is Providence leading Western 36-34. So that's, again, right now, obviously there's a lot of basketball yet to be played, but both of those, the road team leading. And remember, through the first 2 games of the Frontier Conference play, no road team has won as of yet.
Yeah, well, that's a difficult task in this conference, but both of these teams, everything about this game is happening right now. It's about your adjustments at halftime. What are you changing? Who do you want with the ball? How do you want to handle different situations that are running at you defensively? All those adjustments have to be made at halftime, and that's where teams you see teams pull away. Carroll made, in the women's game tonight, Carroll made some great halftime adjustments, and Tech women struggled scoring because of the adjustments they made. So that is the name of the game.
40, go ahead.
Halftime is coaching. Over here when you're a coach, you got to know a few things, but your job is to substitute and make your play calls out on the floor. But halftime is all about, what do I really know about this game?
43-39 our score. Montana Tech up over the Saints at Carroll College. The Digs led the entirety of the first half. They actually were up by 11 at one point, and they find themselves with a 4-point lead as we get ready for the second half. We'll take a break. We'll get the second half underway right after this. Hey, welcome back here once again with Montana Tech Athletics as the Digs leading the Saints 43-39. Montana Tech really has felt like they've been in control in the first half, but the one thing we keep honestly kind of laughing about is Carroll College shooting lights out. I mean, they can't miss here tonight. They're shooting 78% from the from the three-point line, excuse me. Their lowest. They're shooting 45% from the floor, 78% from the three-point line, and they have shot lights out from the floor and the three-point line this entire first half, and really that obviously is what's keeping their head above water and giving them a heck of a shot here as we have another 20 minutes.
No question about it, but that's going to decrease. You can't keep shooting a three like that. It's not going to happen. They have got to find a way to score in the paint, to score around the basket. They've had opportunities down there, missed a ton of shots that really were gimmies. Anytime you get down there, you should score. I don't care. You should find a way to put the ball in the hoop.
Well, as we get ready for the second half here, for Montana Tech, what's important for them to get started early, and what's just important for the Digs here in the next 20?
You know, everything they just seemed to lull themselves to sleep. They had a nice lead, and then all of a sudden it went. And a lot of times that can be because of substitutions or whatever. But they've got to pick up the tempo and run their offense a little bit better. They're not really sharp on offense right now.
On the other side for Carroll College, what's important for them to get established?
Right there, the block.
Inside it goes to Hillman. Hillman passes it out to the wing. Out on the edge, Braden Cook lobs it down inside to Temple. Temple running the lane, pull-up jumper, partially tipped. Montana Tech basketball.
That's a good defensive play. Nice block.
Hats off to Temple as well. He picked up 2 fouls in the first, 3 minutes. We thought he was going to get into significant foul trouble, and he was able to play the entire first half and not get any deeper. You know, Michael, your entry tipped and taken away.
Smart players know how to stay out of foul trouble. They really do. You don't want them to give up their aggression, but they've got to be smart about it.
Garrett Long moves it out to Andrew Cook. Cook, right side to Braden Cook, to Hillman. Hillman gets behind the defender. No-look pass inside to Temple. His basket is good, and he gets the foul.
That is a tremendous pass. On the ground, nobody can touch it. Nice pickup. Good use of the bodies. Had him blocked off on the backside. That's a nice pass.
So Temple will go to the foul line here for Carroll College. So Temple with 7 points. Free throw is up and good. 3-point play for Temple. He has 8 points, and the Saints down by 1. Montana Tech led by as much as 11 in the first half, and Carroll has done a great job here just reeling them in. Driving into the lane, nice bounce pass inside to Belich. His shot partially blocked by Temple. Carroll the other way.
That is a monster block.
Temple gets it back. Temple spins to the baseline, turns with the left hand, just short. Rebound, Krishan Dixon down the floor to Belich. Belich steps through, nice move, and belly rolls it in.
Good transition basketball by Montana Tech.
Belich with 5 points. A 3-point lead for the Digs. Caleb Belich, 2 of 4 is all from the floor in this ball game. Temple had a backdoor opening, not there now. Braden Cook to the wing, Hillman. Hillman down in the corner, 3-point shot is up and good. Knocking that one down is Braden Cook. They continue to just stroke it from downtown.
Well, they're playing off of him, and obviously they didn't watch his game films because that kid can shoot.
2 minutes gone here in the second half. We're tied at 45. So we've had 3 lead changes, 1 tie. And Montana Tech will have the ball in their offensive zone. Belich will look to bring it in. Michael Ure, Krishan Dixon out in front of him. Decons down in the bottom left corner. Down in the bottom right is Amani Scott. Actually, no, it's not. It's Asa Williams. Williams with it. 3-point shot. Williams gets it. Williams with 9.
I was watching him work out the other day, and he shot that same shot 100 times. That very same shot. And I think he made it 90 of them. So there's 91.
There you go. Carroll College into the offensive zone. The Digs grab the lead back. Pass goes out on the right wing. Trying to find somewhere to go. Goes to Temple. Temple wants the baseline. Pull up. Temple shot no good. Gets his own rebound again, and this time puts it in. Temple, 10 points.
That is just effort. That is just effort.
Temple, 10 points, 8 rebounds here in the ball game. Montana Tech by 1. Belich, no look pass, tip taken away. Carroll College. Saints a chance to grab the lead. Braden Cook tried the pass, lost the handle, and down the other way, going to get a whistle and a foul. Hillman reaches in on Williams.
If there's such a thing as a good foul, that's it right there, because they had 3-on-1 down here with one pass made.
And Johnny Hillman's that kind of level of intelligent player that probably saw that directive completely.
He's been around the block. He gets it.
1 point lead for the Digs. Krishan Dixon gets the inbound. Tech led by 11. Michael Ewer didn't see the pass coming. Turnover going to go to Carroll. Turnover number 5 from Montana Tech. Check that, make that number 6 on the day. So they had 3 in the first half, and now 3 already here in the second half. Carroll College, 4 wide. Driving, Hillman out on the edge. 3-point shot, Braden Cook. That one misses. The first miss from downtown and forever. Krishan Dixon, 1 on 4. Dixon, big hit, offensive call.
That's a great defensive play. He was out of control, and when you teach defense, you teach that. You can see them, how hard they're going, and that's a great job of drawing the charge by Carroll College. Tech's got to regroup here right now. They're not playing very well. That's actually a turnover. That's 3 turnovers in a row.
You know what, honestly, great job by Carroll getting back defensively. They had 4 guys back.
Yep.
Braden Cook hands it off to Andrew Cook. Andrew moving right. He'll leave it off there for Moore. Moore looking for help. Hillman comes out to get it. Hillman, little head fake behind the back, left side of the paint, stops. I thought he might get a travel there. Top of the key, 3-point shot. Moore is good.
Hillman created that whole play by himself.
I thought with that slide of his foot, they might get him for a travel. Nothing there. And the Saints grab the lead. Driving to the lane, ball comes out, and that will be Ordiger basketball. 5 lead changes, 1 tie in this ball game. Carroll College leading by 2. That is their biggest lead of the contest.
Hillman's a go-to guy right now. He's got to have the ball in his hands. He makes things happen, and he can score.
The inbound comes to Belich. Belich to Williams. Whistle and a foul. On the other side, it feels like Tech needs to get decons going here in the second half. Or at least get him the ball in the second half.
Yeah, they got to find a player on the floor that's going to get some consistency scoring.
Saints lead by 2, 50-48. Carroll shooting 46% from the floor and 75% from the 3-point line. Out with this, Krishan Dixon. Dixon to Larson. Larson standing on the arc. Larson, nice move through the paint with the left hand. It rolls out, tip to the wing. Belich gets it. Belich fires front. No, it's good. Caleb Belich has 8 points. Sorry, Caleb, I was already marking that one out. I thought it hit the front of the rim, and it just rolled right in. 8 points for Belich. Montana Tech grabs the lead back. Our 6th lead change of the game. Moore driving in. Nice pass. Wide open is Gusalosic, and he will get his first field goal. 1 point lead for the Saints, 52-51. Belich, far left side. Looked at pick and roll. Belich down in the bottom right corner, and that one goes by. Turnover to Carroll College. Turnover number 7 for Montana Tech.
Lost control of it. Couldn't quite get it to the shooter, who was wide open in the corner, Hillman.
Saints lead by 1, 52-51. Controlling the rock now is Garrett Long. Across the timeline, Long around a screen, drives the right side of the paint. His shot no good. Too close for Carroll College, it would seem. And now the pick up and knock down is Isaiah Moore. Carroll's got a great level of hustle right now. They lead by 3. Asa Williams, baseline take is up and in. So Williams takes it to the rim. He has 11 points. And we have a timeout on the floor. The Saints lead by 1, 54-53. It's a short timeout. Carroll College continues to just shoot lights out, especially the farther away from the rim they get.
Which shocks me, because usually you have a tremendous first half like they did. You usually cool off, and they have not.
Carroll is 9 of 12 from the 3-point line, shooting 75% from downtown. Montana Tech from downtown is 6 of 12 for 50%. He'll take that to the bank every day of the week, for goodness sake.
Well, the other side is defensively, what are you doing to go out and pressure the ball so they can't get so many looks at the 3-point line, because they're knocking it down. And really, they don't have a presence like I would be accustomed to on the block, so there's no reason they shouldn't go out and defend that.
54-53, the Saints lead by a point. Let's get our other scores here from our other men's games. Bear with me for a moment. And it looks like Rocky leading Northern 35-30 with about 12 minutes left. And Western leading Providence 45-42 with about 16 minutes left.
That score in the Rocky Northern game, those guys are walking it down the floor.
That's amazing,
yeah.
isn't it? See if we can get any. Let me look at the stats, see if anything jumps out at us in that ball game. Rocky Northern. Let's see here. Rocky shooting 32%, Northern shooting 36%.
That answers a lot of questions right there.
Both teams' turnovers are high. Rocky 13 turnovers, Northern with 10 turnovers. Rocky has 34 rebounds, Northern with 20 in that ball game.
So Rocky should have a considerable lead instead of a 5-point lead. If you're controlling the board, you should have a bigger lead.
Into the offensive side comes Braden Cook. He'll hand it off to Hillman. Hillman with a ball fake. Spins in the high post. Moves it to Pedra. Pedra now to Andrew Cook. Now on the block to Gusalocic. Jump shot, Andrew Cook, no good. Rebound tipped. Gusalocic gets the rebound. His second attempt, no good. Now Larson pulls it down for the Digs. Carroll's crashing the offensive boards.
Yeah, they go to the boards heavy. I like the way they rebound.
Far left side with it is Cam to Lawrence. Cam feeds it down to the baseline, Larson. Saints by one. Larson drives, whistle, and a foul.
I was wondering when he's going to make the move. He totally gave him the baseline. Go, son, go.
So Gusalocic will pick up the personal. That's his second. Non-shooting foul. Tech will bring it into their offensive zone. Looks like Temple comes back in. Andrew Cook will get a breather.
We're going to see a run out of one of these two teams here shortly.
6 minutes gone in the second half. The inbound inside. They wave the basket.
Got him on the floor, he says.
All right. And that will put Decons at the line.
No, he made the basket, so it's coming out of bounds. Come in and play.
I think. Okay. Yeah, they waved the basket.
They waved the basket.
Yep. My apologies. So Bake will look to bring it in for the Digs. They get it to Larson. Larson all the way out to Belich. Belich around the screen, has a lane. Belich to the rack, goes up. And now we're going to get a late whistle and a foul.
You got him.
So Caleb Belich will go to the line here for the Digs.
Tell you what, Carroll is really working Belich. They're playing him a man and a half, and they're really making him work hard.
Yeah, frustrating him. You know, they're keeping a body him at all times. So 6 minutes gone here in the second half. The Saints by one, 54-53. As the coaches chatting it up here with our timeout. Again, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday. Remember, we're back home on Saturday. Women will play 2 p.m., men at 4 p.m. against the University of Providence. Providence falling on the women's side in their game. And the men right now trailing Western by 3.
Who did Providence women's play tonight?
Western.
Western, yeah.
And Western, let me get the final. They really put the pedal to the ground as they went. 79-49 the final in that one.
Western has an outstanding basketball team. They are really good.
And I'll tell you, I thought that they were good coming into the season. Their trip to Arizona has elevated them in a big way. Now, they went to Arizona and played outstanding in that Cactus Classic. What was a good team, I think, was kind of hardened by fire a little bit in Arizona, and you got to watch out for Western here as this thing goes.
They're tough. They have a nice bench, and they really aren't big, but they have what I think is the best player in the Frontier Conference.
Yes.
She just gets it done.
Fitzgerald's the deal.
Fitzgerald.
Yeah, she's the deal. The only downside is Woolley still going with the facial hair. Does he still have the beard?
I don't know.
We've got to get rid of that thing.
Okay, I'll tell him that.
Yeah, if you can get on that, that'd be great.
We see him next week. I'll tell him.
I'm sure he'll listen. Whenever I text him, I usually get gestures back that we can't talk about on the air. Belich at the free throw line. His first is good. 9 points on the night for Caleb Belich. He's 1 of 3 from the free throw line. His second here is up and in. Thought about jumping out, but falls through. Belich into double digits with 10. Belich, as I mentioned, leading scorer for the Digs at 17 a game. Montana Tech grabs the lead back. We've had 8 lead changes. We've been tied twice. Carroll with the basketball. Pedra, right elbow, backs it out. Braden Cook. Braden, right side to Pedra. Pedra, inside to Hillman. Hillman, ball fake. Ball's knocked away by Decons, and we're going to get a late whistle as Decon's going to be called with it.
Ooh, I thought he touched the ball before anything happened. That was a nice play by Decons. He's questioning it, as he should, because he really had the basketball before he fouled.
Decons, his second personal foul, team foul number 3 on the digs. Carroll brings it in. Braden Cook around a screen. Right side to Hillman. Hillman has a lane to the baseline, double team. Cook to Pedra. Pedra from downtown. That one goes long. Rebound. Lawrence tries to get it. Carroll comes out. Great pass to Pedra. What a pass from Moore to Pedra, and Pedra finishes.
Yeah, you got to get a hold of those loose balls and make a difference in the game.
Saints grab the lead back. 56-55. Tech with the basketball. Lawrence, switch dribble. Pass out on the edge. Bake, near side, Decons. Into Belic. Belic, good ball fake. Leans into the defender and draws the foul. Brought the defender off his feet. That's a heads-up play by Caleb Belic, drawing Moore up.
Well, you got a mismatch. He's bigger and he's stronger, and that's a great example of he just is a smart player. You know, his dad was a great player, great shooter anyway. I don't know if he could play defense. I'd have to talk to him about that.
Caleb Belic's first is up and good. The problem with that is his dad is humble to a degree that if you asked him if he played any defense, that he'd immediately say no.
Humble to a scary point.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man.
What are you thinking?
Come on, man. I mean, you're one of the best that's been through this organization. You have a lot to be proud of.
He is too.
So now Montana Tech grabs the lead back. We're up to 10 lead changes here. We had 3 lead changes in the first couple minutes, and then Tech led throughout the entirety of the first half. Driving, Braden Cook up and out, no good. Decons with a rebound.
Got to use the glass on that when you swing it.
Decons, rebound number 7. He's going to attack into the lane, puts it up with the left hand. Great touch by Decons. His first points in the second half, he has 16. Tech by 3. Carroll College, 4 wide. Around a screen, Braden Cook, Hillman. Hillman just outside the arc. Drives down toward the baseline, spins to his right, back to his left. Off the glass, Hillman's shot no good. Great defense, Michael Ure, keeping the Carroll player away. Just used his body as a screen. And here come the digs. Ure for 3, it's up and it's in. Only his second shot today, and he knocks it home.
That's the value of him as a big. You have to go out and guard him, and he can shoot the 3.
That is only his second shot of the game. He played 7 minutes in the first half, was 0 for 1, and Carroll College will call a timeout. Montana Tech stretches the lead out to 6.
Sometimes you got to put them on the bench for a while to get their attention.
You wouldn't know anything about that at all. Montana Tech leading by 6. They're shooting 51% from the floor. From the three-point line, they're at 54%. On the other side for Carroll College, 43% from the floor and 69% from the three-point line. Rebounding margin is slightly in favor of Carroll College. 22 rebounds to Montana Tech's 20. Offensive rebounds, Carroll's been awesome on the offensive glass. 11 offensive rebounds, Tech has 5. Let's see.
That is actually what's kept Carroll in this thing, is offensive boards.
Trying to see if we have a second chance points, and it doesn't look like I do on this. I'd love to. I mean, if you have 11 offensive rebounds, even if you're getting half of that, that's 10 points.
Yes.
And you're not going to be happy with only half of that, for goodness sake. I mean, they have to have 20 points, maybe 16 to 20 points in second chance points here tonight.
Yeah, that's what's kept them in it.
Tech has, let's see here, points off the bench. Tech has no additional points off the bench in this second half, where Carroll is getting some input. They have 18 points off the bench. Montana Tech with 16 points off the bench.
So it's an even-Steven battle from the bench standpoint.
8 minutes gone here in the second half. Montana Tech by 2, 62 to 56.
By 6. You said 2.
What did I say?
By 2.
Oh, I can't do math.
62 minus 56.
I'm Polish. Everyone knows I can't add. 62 to 56.
Anytime you make a mistake, I like to correct you.
Imagine. Garrett Long, backdoor cut. Andrew Cook taken away by Decons. Decons through the lane. He's going to attack. He gets it off the glass and in. Great touch. Decons, 18 points. He has 8 rebounds and 3 steals.
Everything he does is under control, and that's why I like him so much as a player.
An 8-point lead for the Digs. Carroll College all the way up top, Pedra. That one goes into the hands of Garrett Long. Long looking back to his right side, now clears it out to Moore. Montana Tech attacking outside the arc. Moore, jump shot, no. Rebound, Michael Ewer again, good blocking out, gets the rebound.
Not the shot Carroll wanted on that possession.
Montana Tech up by 8, chance to get into double digits. Michael Ewer drives, his floater is up and out. Rebound, Moore. He'll get it off to Garrett Long and the Saints the other way. Carroll College into the offensive zone, 4 wide. They set a high screen there for Andrew Cook, who has been really quiet.
Got him.
And Michael Ewer going to be called with a block. So Michael Ewer will pick up his second personal, team foul number 4.
Yeah, I think Carroll's a better team when Cook, how do you pronounce it? Cook, yes, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're all right.
For you Helena people that are listening, but they are a better team when he's at the point.
Braden Cook is out there. Andrew Cook is also out there for the Saints. No relation. Pedra into the high post. Looking for help. Bounce pass comes out to Moore. Moore behind the back down the left side of the paint. Spinning in traffic. Shot. Took that extra NBA step.
Yeah, the Euro step left after his third step.
Braden Cook, one of 2 Montana players on the Carroll College roster.
Here's our run we talked about. Now, Tech's got an opportunity now to really get their attention. They got to get a score here.
Running the point right now for the Digs, Keely Bake. Fairfield, Montana, pass out to Lawrence. Missoula Hellgate product now to Caleb Belich. Belich back to Lawrence. Lawrence, a little shake and bake, wants the baseline, double team. Lawrence spins back, nice take. Cam Lawrence, great patience.
That is a great basketball play.
Man, he just kind of lulled his defender to sleep, expecting the pass, and takes it to the hole. Cook, double teamed on him, pass to Pedra. Pedra down in the corner, Andrew Cook. Andrew through the lane, ball stripped away. Tech basketball. 4 on 2 the other way. Belich into the lane, underneath to Lawrence. Lawrence deep under the basket. And we're going to get a whistle and a foul.
Good pass by Belich. Got him out. Lawrence did a great head fake to draw that foul, too.
Tech leads by 10. And Lawrence will go to the line and shoot the 1-and-1. Tech led by as much as 11 in the first half. They can tie that, maybe even eclipse that here with 2 from Lawrence.
The face of the game changed when Cook came out and was brought out for a rest. And I've always said, you don't let good players off the floor. I don't care how much rest they need. Go find a way to rest and play. But the whole face of the game changed when he came out.
Lawrence, a 75% free throw shooter on the year. His first tier is up and out. The front half of the bonus, no good. So Lawrence unable to get the bonus down. And here comes Carroll. Hillman, far right side. Hillman around a screen, passes wide left. Braden Cook. Back to Hillman.
Tech's getting out on the defensive side on the perimeter.
Cross-court pass. Braden Cook to Hillman. Hillman driving the lane. Boy, Hillman got tripped up, goes down hard. And it looks like a whistle and a foul going to go on Williams. So Asa Williams will pick up his first personal. He's another one that he's so physical and he gets after, and he never gets in foul trouble. Like he hardly ever gets fouls. Like he plays in control, has great hands, good footwork, and he just always seems to be right there.
Yeah, and he's really going to be a great player before he leaves here. He's just getting a feel for the system and what the expectations of Coach Hyatt are.
Yeah, I don't care how good a JC guy or transfer you are. You're that. To try and adjust is insanely hard.
Yeah, and you don't know what kind of coach he had before this. Now you've got a stern coach that says this is the way we do it, and if you don't do it, come over here and eat popcorn with me.
So you're going to bring us popcorn? Temple to Moore. Moore looked at the pick and roll, now rolls it into Temple. Temple on the floor with 4 fouls. Temple spins back to his right, now to his left. Temple off the glass, and he gets it.
Yeah,
strong move.
That's a power move. That's his job right there. You got caught out of position.
Temple has a dozen. Montana Tech leads 66-58. Keely Bake, top of the key. Pass goes left to Michael Ewer. Ewer drops it off there to Williams. Williams back to Michael Ewer, now to Williams. Wide open 3. It's on its way, and he gets it. you might want to put a body on him.
Well, I watched him. I'm telling you, he was amazing.
An 11-point lead for the Digs, matching their biggest lead here of the ball game. Carroll College with it. Ball goes out of bounds. Carroll will have it. Asa Williams knocked that one away from Hillman. Momentum back to Montana Tech in a big way right now. We'll see what Carroll does to try and answer here. Substitution. James Lang, a freshman, will come in for the Saints. His first minutes tonight. The inbound to Braden Cook. Cook out near midcourt. Was it Helena Capital and Skyview at the state tournament his junior year in Bozeman?
I don't remember who
it was. One of the most amazing three-point displays I have ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
It was just insane. I really want to say it was Capital and Skyview, but I could be wrong. But
I think you are right.
Just incredible.
Skyview had a real good team that year, so you're probably correct.
And it might have been Kai Kuba.
That's exactly who it was. Oh, that's Billings Senior. Wasn't Kuba from Billings Senior, or was he from?
Oh yeah, I mean, gosh, I don't remember. I wish I had a memory. But it was just such a display that Braden Cook and the company put on. It was just bonkers. Hillman knocks down the three.
That's the first look he's got in a while, and he's the guy. He's the go-to guy here as far as I'm concerned.
He's a machine.
You got to have the ball more.
Diggs by 8. Shake and bake. Williams through the lane. Ball comes out. Comes right to Belich. Belich going to fire the three. Back of the rim, no. Defensive rebound, Temple. Temple hands it off. Here comes Hillman. Don't fall asleep. Hillman from downtown. Short. Out of bounds. Saved Carroll. Up and in, Andrew Cook.
Lucky break there, and that's what you got to have in this game, a little bit of luck.
We talked about Carroll getting the hustle factor up when they made their charge back. They're doing it again. Keeley Bake to the baseline, spins back into the key. Out to Lawrence. Lawrence to his right, back to his left, kicks it up top. Larson leaves it off to Williams. Williams strokes it. 17 points for Asa Williams.
I love it. I love his attitude right now.
Decons has 18. Asa Williams has 17. Belich has a dozen. Montana Tech by 9. Andrew Cook, left side, long range three is up and in. James Lang.
Left him all alone. Can't do that.
Carroll College shooting 69% from the three-point line. They're 11 of 16. Nice pass inside to Larson. Larson, basket and the foul. What a pass from Belich into Larson, and Bridger Larson converts.
My favorite pass. Put it on the floor, let him pick it up.
I like this kid. You go back in Montana Tech last year, he didn't get a whole lot of playing time, but you go to the year before, and there was an injury in the paint. Larson, they needed him, and he had to put in a lot of minutes, and he had to grow up real quick as a freshman, and he did. He stepped in and took all the shots they threw at him. He really weathered that year incredibly well, and then, as a team player, you get the big guy back, and therefore Larson's minutes go down drastically last year, but he gets his time and is part of this team, and you see that work efforts and just kind of the way he goes about it right there. I mean, he's just a team guy and is an incredible asset.
Well, anytime you come off the bench, you have to be a team guy. Every kid over there was a great high school player, every single one of them. So you got to be able to fulfill your role, and he's done that really well since he's been here at Montana Tech. And I have an old saying, your day's coming, son, but it's not today. So get what we can out of you, and he's proven himself. That's a huge basket right there.
The other scores, Rocky leading Northern by 4, 49-45, about 4.5 minutes left to play in that one. And then Providence is leading Western in Dillon 62-54, and that one has about 8 minutes left to play.
Providence is playing a lot better because they're on the road, and Western is a good team. Providence has struggled here early in the season.
Providence Coach Keller has to be ecstatic about that. You're holding Western to 54 at their place, and we've all seen how good Western shoots in Stroud.
So that tells me Coach Keller, who's loves the offensive side of the basketball, is changing his philosophy a little bit differently this year. We're gonna play some defense and be smart with who's shooting the basketball for us.
He's just seeing if you're paying attention.
He knows I pay attention. He knows.
Bridger Larson at the line, shooting one here for Montana Tech. The Digs up 74-66. Larson, three-point play. Bridger Larson, 3 points, all on that play. Montana Tech by 9. 6:36 left to play here in the ball game. Montana Tech looking to hold home here. We know how important that is going to be. Stole it away, Asa Williams, 3-on-1. Across to Decons. Decons up, gets fouled.
That's how you take the ball to the basket. Foul or no foul, take it to the hoop, get a body on you.
His springs are just outstanding.
Jump out of the gym. But he's under control. He was under control there. He just got bumped and got his arm hit. And he's quick. He's sneaky quick, so they're tough to defend.
See what we get here. It looks like
flagrant foul, maybe?
Yeah, that might be the case here. The officials still talking about it. The official's going to go over, and actually it looks like they're going to, so we do have replay for the first time.
Yes.
And the officials are going to eyeball it.
That was not a flagrant foul. They may call it, but that was not a flagrant foul. That was a good attempt to try to block the shot.
I agree.
In my estimation.
And I'm sorry, anytime I think of replay video, all I can think about is when you and I were calling the national tournament in Billings.
Greatest story in the world.
And we had the replay guy next to us, and I remember the one time they came over to look at something, and the replay guy just kind of really slowly shakes his head that he doesn't have the replay.
Yes.
And the officials all came over and leaned on the desk anyway, all stared at the monitor as though they were looking at the play. They discussed amongst themselves for a second, and then they went back out and went, the call stands.
Yeah, exactly.
It was
what else you going to do?
Exactly. And if they didn't deserve an Oscar at the time, it was one of the most brilliant acting displays I've ever seen in my life.
Well,
I was so proud of them all.
You'd be a little embarrassed if you go to the announcer and say, the replay's not there anymore. It wasn't there today.
Well, it's not an easy thing to do. I mean, no. I think in our today's day and age, I think we think that replay is real easy, and it's not. I mean, there is a lot into it, and we're trying to adjust it at every level, and anyway.
Well, there's a reason why you have replay, and a lot of it has to do with this play that just took place down here. And I'm interested in this. I think he's just going for the ball. I really do. I don't think there's any. You can tell when it's malicious. It's pretty easy to tell that.
Yep, completely agree.
And more so from up here looking down on it than the three guys looking right at it. Well, so they're not convinced yet, so I haven't sold them on the idea. Let's get the game going.
It looks like they had some issues with the replay, and now it looks like they might be getting it going. And again, it's not an easy thing to do.
Oh, even when you look at the replay, it's hard to make that call. And again, I'll reiterate that I don't believe that was malicious at all.
I couldn't agree more. 75-66, Diggs by 9.
When it's malicious, they go to the floor, and nobody went to the floor on that.
Well, and you can see the over-exaggeration in motion when it's malicious too.
Yes.
You can just see it. It's human nature, and there was none of that at all.
Let's see if we're smarter than they are.
The other scores real quickly, Rocky by 4. Let's see if we have an update here, see if this will refresh. See if my computer works any better than theirs.
Rocky by 2.
Rocky by 2, 51-49 with about 3 minutes left. And Providence leading Western 64-61 with about 6 minutes left. Right now the Digs up by 9. They have led by 11 twice. Carroll led by 4 at one point.
They don't need to replay. All they got to do is look up here, and I'll give them a thumbs up or a thumbs down.
Yeah, if we were on the floor like normal, we would have totally situated.
Yeah, we'd call them over to our table and set them straight.
So Decons will go to the line here for the Digs. He's 2 of 2 from the free throw line, and the southpaw rattles the first one out. He knew I was going to sing his praises for being a southpaw, and he beat me to it with a shot.
I'm finally going to give you a credit for a left-hander.
His second is no good. Carroll College with the rebound. Temple.
So he's a good free throw shooter. That play affected him.
6:18 left to play in the ball game. Montana Tech by 9. Carroll College with it. Hillman. He'll hand it off there to Lang. Lang floater to the basket is up and in. That's a nice take by the freshman, James Lang. He has 5 points all here in the second half.
Went and landed the bigs and got it off.
6 minutes remaining here in the contest. Montana Tech, Keely Bake. Bake drifting right, rolls it in to Caleb Belich. Belich, left hand, spins back to his right. He'll fire from the baseline. Belich strokes it.
You know, he's great at falling away from the defender and setting him up, and you have no defense for that.
Yeah,
no answer.
You can't do a darn thing.
No.
Montana Tech by 9. The other way, Andrew Cook. That's about as open of a look as Andrew Cook has had all night.
There's a reason why.
And that one does not fall for him. Belich. He'll be called with the travel.
You know what? I don't think he traveled. It just looked like it.
I think his left foot stayed down.
I do too.
I mentioned earlier, just looking at the rosters, Carroll has 2 Montana players, Montana Tech with 12. I love rosters for everybody. You know, I mean, the recruiting process and just how it all works is always, it's so fun to me and so interesting where, you know, where your ties are and who you're getting players from and things like that.
And recruiting's the name of the game at this level.
Boy, that it is. And not only recruiting anymore, it feels like the other thing you better have is ties in Division I programs to get you some players to come back and play at this level.
Absolutely.
Inside Temple, left hand, Temple rolls it in.
You ever got any help on that? You're in a tough, difficult situation. You need to help, need to dig that. 3 dribbles, 4 dribbles should never work in there.
Diggs by 7. Driving, Michael Ewer forces it up, goes out of bounds, Tech basketball. He's pleading his case for a foul. And Coach Hyatt going to call a timeout. Not happy with that take by Michael Ewer.
And neither would I have been.
7-point lead for the Digs. Let's discuss this again here real quickly. We have to talk about Paige Holmes. This is one of those where, you know, I mean, we talk about the Frontier as a family all the time, and we all believe that to be the case. And Paige Holmes played for Coach Woolley down to UM Western. She was on that 2019 national championship. This sounds like we're blowing smoke, but she is far and away our favorite female defender, period.
She might be my favorite female player because she played so hard.
Yeah, just off the charts. So she and her husband, Mick Paffhausen, had a baby. Had to be delivered cesarean. And I can speak to the cesarean side. My bride, my daughter Sullivan, was born cesarean. It's an ugly process. It's not pretty. And, you know, my wife was laid up for a long time. You know, there is so much surgery involved, and in Paige's case, she got an infection. They were unable to get her out of Dillon due to the storm, and that laying her up for an extra day caused that infection to settle in even more. So Paige is now in Salt Lake City. She needs our help. You know, it's the holidays. I understand, obviously, times are tough for most people. If you can't help out, I mean, you don't have to, but keep her in your thoughts. If you're able to help in any way, shape, or form, you can donate through UM Western's athletic page or Hoops for a Cause. There is a GoFundMe. If you have helped out with Hoops for a Cause at any time, you can find it on the GoFundMe as well with head coach Chris Mowat and one of our favorite people in the world. Just trying to help out Paige and Mick Paffhausen as she's in trouble. She has a significant infection, and it's going to take weeks in Salt Lake City.
Yeah, I mean, you can take the third method that I did. Call the Mrs. England at Western.
That's it. 3-point shot, Michael Ewer, no good. Rebound controlled by Carroll. You know, it's one of those where, you know, Hoops for a Cause through the years has raised so much money for such good people, and Paige Holmes is obviously one of ours. So our absolute best to her, and hopefully they get that situated. Michael Ewer reached across, but it was the trailing hand that got him in trouble.
Has it around the waist.
Michael Ewer's 4th personal foul.
This has been a well-ref. You have 3 quality referees here. These guys do Frontier games all the time. They're all Montana guys, and they're really good. Helena Great Falls and Dillon.
There you go. Free throw attempts for Temple is up and out, no good. 7-point lead for the Digs. Front half of the bonus, no good. So Montana Tech with the basketball. Krishan Dixon drives with the right hand into the lane, puts it up, shot no good. Temple with a rebound.
Trying to do too much, had 3 defenders around him. Tough layup to make.
Near side, Hillman. Looking on the interior. On him defensively. Pass comes up now. Braden Cook. Cook lobs it down to the block over the outstretched fingertips of Temple. That one will go out of play, and that's another one where Braden Cook is an exceptional basketball player, but that touch comes in time. He's still a freshman. You have to remember that. Those passes are incredibly hard.
Well, they're not. It's different in high school how you enter the basketball down there, and that's a tough pass.
7-point lead, driving Decons off balance. That one comes out no
I thought
good.
he turned his ankle on that.
3:37 left to play in the ball game. Ball comes loose. Belich fighting for it. Carroll has guys there. And we're going to get a whistle.
Yeah, Belich was over the top. You can't jump on another player.
So Belich will pick up the personal foul. That is his third.
Nobody likes the call, but the reality is you can't go over the top of a player when they got a loose ball on the floor.
So Carroll College.
I know Tex Bench doesn't want to believe me on that, but it's a reality.
Player still down for Carroll College on that side. It might be Hillman. I don't see him on the floor. My assumption is it is Hillman. Yep. So Hillman.
He's in pain.
Yeah, trainers are there.
I don't know if they're looking at a knee or what they're doing.
Yeah, from this angle, I just can't tell. Hillman, they get him up.
Ankle or knee.
Yep. He is wearing a brace on his right knee, and he's not putting any weight on that leg.
That's not good.
No, that's not. Good luck, man. So
he is hurting.
Yeah.
That's his knee again.
Outstanding player, senior for Carroll. And at the foul line will be Andrew Cook. The Digs up 77-70. Free throw number one is up and good.
Carroll is not going away. Tech's got to make some plays at their end if they want to walk out of here with the W. Carroll's got to keep the pressure on.
Cook. Andrew's second is good. He has 9 points here tonight. He averages 17 as their leading scorer. Montana Tech by 5. Dixon to Ewer. Ewer here on the near side. Gets it off to Williams. Asa Williams lost the handle on it for a moment. Gets it back under control. Williams. Cross court, Michael Ewer. 15 on the shot clock. Ewer pass to Belich. 8 on the shot clock. Belich with the left hand. Spins back to his right. Off the glass. Just short. Rebound controlled by Carroll College. Isaiah Moore.
Good defensive pressure by Carroll to not allow that entry all the way to the bucket.
Chance to make this a one-possession ball game for the Saints. Carroll shooting 48% from the floor, 69% from the three-point line. Pass inside to Temple. Temple across to Andrew Cook, wide open.
Great ball movement, great vision on the floor that time by Carroll College.
Tech by 3. They've led by 11 in each half today. Preshawn Dixon to the right elbow, puts on the brakes, bounce pass to Michael Ewer. Ewer drives, stops, back out to Belich. Double team. Belich spins to his left, baseline take. Gets it in the foul. Caleb Belich, that's a great little stutter step. Belich has 16, he'll shoot 1.
Got him on his back, got him on his gluteals, and great spin move to get to the bucket.
79-74, the Digs by 5. Caleb Belich will go to the line. So Belich, free throw attempt is up and good. Belich has 17 points. Carroll College down the floor. A 6-point lead for the Digs. We'll get you scores on the other games in here in just a moment. Braden Cook into the lane, backs it out to Moore. Moore also into the paint to Cook. Braden Cook to Temple. Temple backdoor to Braden. He was out of bounds, and they do call it.
Yes, he was.
So a turnover to Montana Tech. That is turnover number 14 for Carroll College here today. Providence leads in Dillon by 1, 72-71. And Rocky and Northern are tied going to overtime.
Good night of basketball in the Frontier Conference.
No joke. Around a screen. Up top to Belich. Great ball fake. Left side of the paint. He'll attack. Belly's shot no good. Tip to the wing. Coming out with it is Pedra. Pedra down the floor. Pedra off balance. Throws it up. No good. He goes to the ground hard. So Pedro will go to the line. Personal foul to Dixon. That is his second. 1:42 left to play here in the ball game. Diggs lead 80-74.
Should see some pressure coming here full court pretty quick.
Carroll's three-point shooting tonight is just staggering. They were 78% in the first half. And that number has fallen a tremendous amount to only 57% in the second half.
Can't stay that hot. It just doesn't happen.
They're 69% from the three-point line. It's incredible. They're 11 of 16 tonight. Tech leads by 6. Pedra at the line. Pedra's second is good. Montana Tech by 5. They'll bring a little man pressure. Krishan Dixon across the timeline.
They're not going to guard him in open court. He's too quick.
Loose man-to-man right now by the Saints. Decons into the high post to Belic. Belic double-teamed. Belic tried to force the pass inside. Ball comes loose. Carroll College gets it. Good defensive pressure by Carroll. 1:17 left to play. Driving down the lane, Braden Cook rolls it in with a right hand.
Not so sure he didn't get fouled on that play.
Yeah. Cook with 8 points. Montana Tech by 3. Carroll again with a lot of momentum right now. Across the timeline comes Montana Tech. Dixon moving to his left. Dixon, little stutter step. Ball gets knocked out of bounds by Pedra.
Fellas just got to touch the ball here in the last 54 seconds. They got to do something with him. I look back to last year how often they got the ball to Sindhu Diallo in critical situations and good things happen. Belic is a good thing guy here.
Montana Tech leading 80-77. The Digs shooting 50% from the floor, 53% from the three-point line. And both teams are just absolutely on fire. Carroll shooting 49% from the floor, and again 69% from the three-point line. Carroll's rebounding margin is ballooned again here in the second half, and it certainly explains them cutting the lead. They have 32 rebounds as opposed to Montana Tech's 23. They have 12 offensive rebounds. I mean, that's just an incredible mark.
Yeah, that's huge. George Raveling, Washington State. You want to win, rebound. You know, offensive boards are so important.
And you're not going to say, we're not going to sit here and say that all of them have been turned over for 2 points, but I mean, even if you're getting 2/3 of those, I mean, that is a huge chunk of points on offensive glass here for Carroll tonight.
Yeah, well, it's what's kept them in here. And now they're in a situation where they're in this basketball game. 54 seconds is a lot of time when the score is like this.
Providence leads by 1 in Dillon, 74-73 with 35 seconds remaining. The other game going to overtime, as we mentioned. So we'll see what happens here. Montana Tech leading 80-77, 54 seconds remaining. Montana Tech.
Scores are amazing. This conference is amazing.
Oh,
it is amazing.
The men's side this year feels like you could run it 10 times and you'd have a different team win it every darn time.
I agree with you 100%.
Three-point lead for the Digs. Tech will inbound in their offensive zone. Dixon, bounce pass comes to Belic in the bottom left corner. 50 seconds remaining in the ball game. Shot clock is now down to 10. Out near midcourt, Williams. Williams with the left hand around a screen. Shot clock at 5. Williams fires the 3 and he gets it. Hello. Williams has 20 points. That is his 4th three-pointer. The Digs up by 6.
Players like that will get you a good night's sleep when you're a head coach.
Braden Cook, nice drive down the left side of the paint. Kicks it out on the edge to Temple. Temple wants the baseline. Temple back up top. Braden Cook, 3-point shot, no good. Rebound, Asa Williams. He'll play keep away, and now he is fouled with 21 seconds remaining.
Just got to make 1 out of 2, and they're sitting in good position.
So last year, remember, Montana Tech played at Carroll College twice during the regular season. Carroll was here once. That will be turned this year, obviously, with the reverse. So Montana Tech has Carroll here twice. They'll play at Helena once. And Asa Williams at the line, shooting 2. First is up and out, no good.
Just 6-point lead. Basket.
No joke.
Knocking these threes down.
Asa Williams, 4 of 5 from the three-point line. And he's 2 of 3 from the free throw line. His second on this trip is up and in.
That's the big free throw right there. He had to get one of them.
7-point lead for Montana Tech. Asa Williams, 21 points. Caleb Belic, 17. Hayden Decons, 18 points. On the other side for Carroll College, Temple with 14. Johnny Hillman with 13. He went out, and they actually brought him to the locker room, so our best to him. Hopefully
Yeah, I hate to see that. He is their go-to guy, no question about it.
21 seconds remaining here in this ball game. Montana Tech up 84-77. Let's see if that Western Providence game is Providence by 1 with 14 seconds remaining.
Keeping it interesting.
The other game, as we mentioned, is in overtime. Rocky at Northern. Northern leads 60-57 about midway through the overtime period.
Find a way, they say. Mr. Panisko, find a way.
7-point lead for Montana Tech. Down the floor, Braden Cook across the timeline. Leaves it for Andrew Cook. Andrew switches back to his left hand, feeds it into Temple. Temple puts it up and in.
Smart. Now they got a foul right away.
Temple, 16 points. They bring it in to Krishan Dixon. He's fouled immediately.
The only thing that happened there, they had 20 seconds on the clock when they come out of that timeout. You got to go to the hoop right now. You can't run offense handoffs and run. And they ran 10 seconds, and that was big.
So Dixon will go to the line here for Montana Tech. Dixon, 79% free throw shooter. Southpaw's first is up and good. Quality.
Those are the guys you want going to the line. You don't want to give it to somebody's a 40 or 60% shooter. You want to have an opportunity.
Dixon's second is
over.
Up and in.
That's the winner right there.
Dixon with 6 points. Montana Tech by 7 with 10 seconds left to play. Montana Tech will bring pressure on the inbound. Make him dribble it up the floor. Moore across midcourt. Moore down the right side of the paint, puts up the floater. Moore shot no good. Rebound controlled by Williams, and Williams called with a travel as he started to walk before he put the ball down. 4/10 of a second left.
You can't celebrate till that buzzer rings. You guys just cuddle it and hold on to it.
So Montana Tech will D up this inbound. The Digs will look to go to 2-1 in Frontier Conference play.
Always be coaching right there. He's letting him know, and he knows he made a mistake. You really don't have to. Just don't want it to happen again during the season.
So Keely Bate comes in his place. Asa Williams to the bench. The other game is final. Providence beat Western. So the Providence men are the first team to win on the road. So Providence beats Western in Dillon, 74-73. I can't imagine Coach Steve Keller likes to lose in that building, so
he probably had the guys a little motivated. Well, he doesn't, but I don't know a coach that likes to lose anywhere.
Exactly. So that's a great point.
Interesting.
So
he got a long drive. He's happy now.
The inbound to Grusilosic. They put a little time on. Travel call. And that is going to do it. Montana Tech will inbound, and this will go into the record books. The Digs going to get the win 86-79 as Montana Tech will take down Carroll College here in Butte, Montana tonight. So the Digs will get the first meeting hung in the W column. It's a great one, but then on the other side, you remember you'll see him 2 more times. Once in Helena, once here again.
I took a lot of notes, none.
I gave you a full notebook and you didn't write one thing.
I have
not even obscenities. I'm so used to at least obscenities, for goodness sake. A 7-point win for Montana Tech, 86-79. Any final words before we run through numbers?
Well played basketball game. These are 2 equal teams. And, now Tech's got to take their shot over in Helena, and that shouldn't make a difference in this league. Carroll's got to hold that one, or they're going to finish down the ladder where they're not used to being. I thought it was just an excellent basketball game.
Running through the numbers, we'll start things off for the Saints of Carroll College. Leading scorer here tonight is going to be, looks like Cook, as Andrew Cook will get into the scorebook. 13 points. Excuse me, I apologize. He has 13 points. Brendan Temple, leading scorer, with 16 points for Carroll College. Johnny Hillman with 15 points for Carroll. Also Long with 3. Braden Cook with 8 points. Moore with 8. I thought Moore played well. Langle finished with 5. Grusilosic with 2. And Pedra with 9 points on the night for Carroll College. Team numbers for Carroll, they end up with 15 turnovers. They shot 48% from the floor, 65% from the three-point line here tonight. Just an insane effort for them. And that number was just stayed in the rafters all night long.
Oh, absolutely. And you know what? I'm really thinking about Johnny Hillman right now. He's a necessary cog in this. So
yes.
I hope that is not a season-ending injury. He's not going to play in the next game. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, I mean, he means too much to the team in the conference. Johnny Hillman. Hopefully, that young man gets back because he is a huge factor.
Absolutely.
For Carroll College. Carroll ends up with 32 rebounds as opposed to Montana Tech's 25 rebounds in this ball game. On the other side for Montana Tech, leading scorer here tonight, Asa Williams. 21 points for Williams, 7 of 11 from the floor, 4 of 5 from the three-point line. Williams, huge effort, 21 points. Caleb Bellich gets 19 points here this evening. Belly, 6 of 12 from the floor, 2 of 5 from downtown. Decons with 18 points. He was 8 of 11 from the floor here. Keely Bate gets a dozen, 3 of 5 shooting here tonight. Also in the scorebook, Dixon with 4 points, Michael Ewer with 3. Larson gets 3 points, and Gray with a basket for 2 points. I missed Lawrence. Sorry, Cam. 4 points for Cam Lawrence, 2 of 2 shooting. Montana Tech shot 51% from the floor and 56% from the three-point line to get a 7-point win here tonight.
Yeah, that's interesting because in the previous games, they have not shot the three that well. And one guy just threw everything up and it went in. So they have not shot the three that well. It's been their Achilles heels, but they made up for that tonight.
So Montana Tech with a win here, 86-79. The Carroll women won our opener of our doubleheader. So the Montana Tech men go to 2-1 in conference play. The Carroll men fall to 1-2 in Frontier Conference play. And that's where things stand. For Montana Tech, remember, the Digs are back home on Saturday. Providence will continue the road trip. They'll come here to the Mining City and take on the Digs. And the women's game at 2, the men's game at 4. We'll have those for you here with Digger Athletics on their channel as well. So, JT, thanks, brother.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
For Coach John Thatcher, I'm Paul Padisco. Thanks for joining us on a Thursday night. Have a great night, and until Saturday, take care.